This game is a case of self-made, if I ever saw one. Anyway, the game started with e4, to which I replied c5, c4. Now this is a little bit too much because he creates a weak square here, and black is just going to try to exploit it. So first with the knight, and after d3 we flank to the bishop, because now the prospects for the bishop are not terribly good on this diagonal, especially considering that the pawn has to come here. It would be too weakening. It's still playable, but it would be too weakening to play the idea of e6, d5, and I prefer the fianchetto anyway. So knight to f3, bishop here. So now this square is controlled 3 times. a3. So he's embarking in a plan which involves somehow pushing here or whatever he's to be, probably here. But this is very unlikely as long as the rook is potentially under threat. So when your opponent starts playing a bad plan, don't do anything to contradict him. d6, h3. I mean, you could make a case for this move, but certainly not for this one. Bishop d7, quite passive, but the idea is to let white cut his own throat. We start. Just a nothing move here. And so now I expand a little bit on the queen side. He decided to play quite a strange move. Queen d2. I suppose bishop here, and if I take it, he recaptures with the queen here. Not sure. You know, there are times where it's useful not to try to read your opponent's mind. Just take. So now he's got a weakness here. And I decide to challenge it. So this is the freebie in the opening that some players always seem to have to give. I thought a little bit here, and I thought, you know, let him just cut his own throat. I castled. e5. Takes. And he took with the bishop. He should probably have taken with the knight, but anyway, there was a similar combination aimed at getting the pair of bishops there. Take here, take there, and just simply go back. So now the position is 3 versus 2 here, 4 versus 3 here. I wish this pawn wasn't there. And now there are weaknesses on b3, you know, potential attack with the rook coming here. Perhaps you know, a queen move here, pawn push, rook behind, doubling up on the b pawn. I mean, from a positional perspective, it's all there. But the way he played this is he went for g4. Now he's creating this huge diagonal weakness here. So I just played the obvious, which is here, and to this he should play the bishop. And then I would play a rook here and force the exchange of the pieces. He's got a lot of weaknesses in his position, and without the queens on, I think it's probably easier to exploit. But on the other hand, the king is not safe, so you could mount an argument to keep the queens on the board. But his queen is quite central here, and I don't really want it here. Anyway, instead of playing bishop g2, he goes, he plays the rook on g1. So now it's quite simple. Now this bishop is like a queen. He has to withdraw. Rook here, take the file. Queen here, Now, this is based on the fact that now this knight has nowhere to go. Can't go here, cannot go there. And of course, the threat is this. And potentially with a rook taking, and when this rook takes, you have the other rook coming behind and winning in peace. So let's see how he deals with that. F3. Well. Bishop c3. So now the threat is just to pick up this pawn, take here and or do the, the maneuver that I mentioned just before. But this pawn can be taken as well. It's just embarrassing how many choices Black has got to win the game. Oh well, he gives up the piece. So I take, and the queens come off. Piece up, pair of bishops. The mind boggles. He goes there to attack my bishop. F4 is a very important square. As long as I can keep this here, it's a solid weakness, and he cannot get out. His bishop has got trouble getting out. If he ever pushes here and here, I would simply reply this, and his bishop is still locked. In lockdown. He pushes, rook here. Now we're threatening an interesting check here. He goes here, check, and I'll just push in the center. Later I'll probably maneuver my bishop somehow this way and this way. There are variations where I can actually push here and push there, and if he pushes, I take, and there's a pass pawn here, and there's a lot of things that can be done. Before, he takes, oh, he's winning, isn't it? Bishop back, and my opponent is really helping here, and you wonder why he's keep playing this, but he is. And now he's going for a brilliant mate that I totally overlooked. Instead of playing his rook here, in which case I would just swap everything, and my king is in the square to stop this pawn from queening. He plays king g2, and after my rook check, he goes to h1, and here comes a mate that I had totally overlooked before. I never thought I could mate him there, but it happened. So that's the art of cutting your own throat. Not recommended if you want to win chess games.